Today we wanted to talk about lead generation and your health as a real estate agent.
Now, when people talk about lead generation, they tell you that you need to be making so many certain calls every single day, and this can be overwhelming for many people. And ultimately, that's the reason why most people fail, because they don't do the lead generation because they're not making the calls every day. So you have to be on call, on duty, on your phone every single day, really. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you are being physically healthy, mentally healthy, and emotionally healthy, so you can actually do this. Because at the end of the day, if someone hangs up on you, it is what it is. But you're there to help the next person who doesn't hang up on you. So we have to stay focused on the goal, which is growing our financial business, or growing our real estate business, and you're going to have your financial goal to get you there. So we want to really break down your daily activities with health habits so you can really make sure that you can continue long-term with your job.
Exactly.
Of lead generating.
Here we wanted to really dive into prioritizing your well-being and integrating this well-being daily to your real estate to meet your financial goal. And first we wanted to talk about the foundation of real estate and physical health. Therefore, real estate needs 24/7. You always are with the client in the morning, in the evening, and here you need to be physically ready and present to work with. It's really important to put this one in your schedule every day to take care of your physics. Physics, your body, and of course mental. Because
we're going to get to the mental later, mental and emotional. Right now we're talking physical. So You're going to be showing homes, you're going to be meeting clients, you're going to be on the phone every single day, you're going to be working long hours every single day. So you have to have your physical strength in order to actually continue. We're going to get to the others later, but you have to have the physical strength. And I'm going to be honest in this video, before we continue talking about it, literally for the past few months, I have been going to the gym every single day. Like, I'm trying to get healthy, trying to be healthier, trying to do all these things. And then I fell and I hurt myself trying to help a client, and it took me a month for my foot to my sprain to start getting enough well so I can at least kind of walk even though it's sore. So if I hadn't been on this journey of physical health, I probably could have hurt myself much worse. So this is a paramount important thing to really, really focus on, because you never know what might happen. You might be the next person to fall. Hopefully you're not, but by staying physically healthy, you're getting yourself in a better position.
Therefore, keeping up your energy for showing, meeting client, open houses, and prospecting activity is super important. The next thing is nutrition, which many of us...
You didn't talk about exercise.
We did.
A little bit. I didn't. Okay. Yeah, we didn't talk about strength exercises, yoga, anything that keeps your energy up so you can do those things.
Exactly. That comes from the prioritizing and your timetable schedule for the day. And of course, putting good nutrition in your daily base, meaning that eating balanced meals, fruit and vegetables, things that helps you to have balance and boost your energy.
And I'm going to be honest here again. Here's another struggle of mine. It's so easy in the car to be like, I'm so hungry. I've been showing these clients for 4 days. Let me just grab some chicken, some fried chicken on the road. It is not good for me. I know it. And eating the lean proteins and the whole grains is going to be, I'm going to have more energy for my clients long term, but it's not just because I got to the hunger point where I'm hungry.
The next thing is sleep. Yes. We know that 1/3 of our life is really taking rest, and definitely for maintaining energy of your daily, because that's going to affect your decision-making abilities. And without proper rest, really, you are not going to have a best lead generation strategies. And that is how you need to make sure that you are not fatigued, you are not feeling fatigued, and you are fresh to help clients.
Now we're going to talk about mental and emotional health, which are all equally important to physical health. But first we need to do our introduction already. So let's hit it. Now, mental health means that our brain is going to be on when we need it to be on. We need to be able to clearly solve problems, because at real estate, what is our job at the end of the day? We're solving problems. Then we want to be able to make sure we can stay focused on these problems and our lead generation and our client management. So this way, having our minds sharp and ready to go means that we can take advantage of the opportunities that come in front of us. So it's not just about the transactions. It might be a very complicated transaction. So you have to keep your mental health as a priority as well.
Exactly, which comes to the first item, which is stress management. And we know that is part of the daily life of any real estate agent, and using the technique like a deep breathing exercises, meditation, or positive affirmation, things that helps you to stay calmer and focus, that's going to help you.
Right, and really finding out that you are stressed and then taking action to actually try to manage that stress is a huge step that many people don't even realize until they've already yelled and they realize, man, I'm yelling. Why am I yelling? I'm under stress. So if we can kind of understand and being proactive about understanding this first, we're going to be in a better position. Also, every single day I recommend learning something new. Develop your mind in different ways. We read a book called Blink this year, which was really just about like minute by minute thinking of psychology, and it was really a fascinating book, but really just staying up to date, not just on market trends, which are important, but learning negotiation tactics, important, but learning our lead generation, but also learning just for learning's sake will help you stay more focused and positive, and then really have you that.
Exactly. Book, audio books, or podcasts, or any courses in real estate that is helping you to help more clients. That's going to be the next thing is the connection. Of course, means the networking with other fellow agents or people that you can work closely, like contractors, people that are involved in each real estate transaction, like real estate attorneys. These are all helping you. Is a great way to sharpen your mind and expand your business at the same time.
Now, the next one we're going to talk about is emotional health. And I want to point out, I'm going to start this by saying that when I grew up, we definitely did not talk about emotional health. This was not something that our parents were, I don't know about your parents, but my parents were definitely not into like, oh, is my child emotionally healthy? No. So real estate highs and lows and understanding your own emotional, you're laughing because it wasn't yours either. No. Emotional health really does help you with the challenges. So we're really going to talk about being aware, self-aware. It's not just about what you want. What you want, it really doesn't matter. You're there to help people. So understanding your emotions and understanding what you're feeling is going to hit your business. So if you are dealing with a tough challenge, the situation, and where you are frustrated, we need to find a way to cope with that frustration to where you can reset, refocus, and re-help your clients every single way. So we want to make sure that that frustration is not overtaking your ability to think or to make good decisions. So we want to make sure that you are aware of whatever emotion. It might not be frustration. It might be you're so happy that something happened that you're not focused on the deal because this amazing thing just happened. But we have to make sure that we are keeping our client top of mind too.
Exactly, which brings us to the self-awareness part of this emotional health journey. And really, as my wife said, you need to understand how your emotion impact your business. And it's really crucial. My wife has started this journey of doing journaling, daily journaling. That is super, super crucial for all of us because we never know how by writing that journal, you can write your emotions and your thoughts in a way that really help you with the daily business or not. And this way, you are on the track to monitoring yourself. When your challenging situation with the client happens and you get frustrated, you know that you are not reactive because you understand the pattern and how you can be proactive about it and not only help yourself, because if you help yourself, you can help clients too.
The next thing I want to talk about or I want to add to is, of course, your coping skills. And learning better coping skills is going to help you because when I remember as a child, the coping skill I learned was to go shopping. If I feel bad or I feel like something's missing, I can go buy it at the mall. I can buy it on Amazon. I can buy it, which is a really, really bad coping mechanism that I learned probably because my parents weren't rich, and so shopping just was all the excitement that they could do. So what we need to do is find better habits, find better ways to cope with our feelings. Again, my journaling is just one of them, but find a hobby. Maybe you're into sports, whatever it is, find a mentor. Finding ways to cope is really going to help you, and not just it's going to actually self-destruct later on in somewhere else. We're not looking to cope with self-destruction. We're trying to cope with healthy ways that are going to help our emotional well-being.
Which brings us to the expression, and that is super important because if you don't express ourselves and we don't internalize it, it's going to get a place that is going to explode. Therefore, as my wife said, and we said, daily journaling, conversation with peers, having a mentor or somebody that you can openly talk and discuss with it. These all creative outlets really helps you to keep you motivate you, and you can follow up more on your leads and get them to the point that you convert them to a client.
You might be saying, I don't have time, but then you're already in danger because you do have time. So we're going to talk about integrating all of this into your lead generation, because your emotional, your well-being, your mental, your physical, and your financial are all intertwined. So you want to be financially success, you need to be best in all areas of your life. So you want to be making this foundation to make sure that you are growing your personal life and growing your real estate business at the same time, because this is the best way to grow. So one of them is going to be mindful movement, which is a mental relaxation. Maybe it's just noticing how your feet touch the grass. Walk in a specific neighborhood, but also you're going to be listening to, here's how we can combine it. You're going to door knock. So what can you do in between door knocking? You're listening to some inspirational podcast or an inspirational audiobook, and it's really sharpening your mental skills, because people are going to slam their door in their face. So therefore, you want to make sure that you are staying fit, staying healthy, walking, and then also listening to something that is going to help you too.
Exactly. And at the same time, nutrition, having the healthiest snacks during the long days with the client.
So you don't stop for that fried chicken?
Yes, and I say energize and focus, and that's whatever you put physically and mentally is going to help you to encourage you and motivate you to help more people.
And the last one I'm going to say is daily routine. Having a daily routine. For instance, my husband we wake up at 5 a.m. He gets to go to the gym first. I stay with the kids. I'm going to go to the gym later in the day. But we have a routine to where you aren't getting physical exercise, you're getting a mental breaks, and we're having emotional time, because when we don't actually work together, we wonder where each other is, because we're kind of each other's outlet.
We do the gratitude.
Right.
Therefore, you need appreciation.
Small habits build over time. So having a morning routine before you prospect and expressing your gratitude is going to make a huge difference.
Exactly. At the end, really, we wanted to emphasize how important is healthy body and mind directly contribute your ability to generate follow with your client, and ultimately you achieve your financial goal. No?
Right.
Because we are here to help you as a real estate agent to meet your financial goal.
Absolutely. And just really quickly, I was not always on a health journey. I really wasn't. Health was something I never thought about. It's still something I struggle with all the time. I love M&Ms. I do love fried chicken once in a while. Buffalo, delicious. But at the same token, we have to be mindful, we have to be healthy, and we have to be fit, and we have to be strong. So we can have it all. We just have to look at moderation and making sure that we keep these daily habits in place. So that is why we made this video before we actually jump into different lead generation activities, because you need to make sure that every single day, all your pillars of health, wealth, are being connected, because you want true prosperity, and that is going to be in your physical world, your financial world, and in your family world, and everywhere else you want prosperity. So you really need to have balance.
And I wanted to emphasize that my wife non-stop working on this course, master course for real estate agent, and we love to release it as soon as we finish all the filming of this video.